So first off, front-end majorly consists of text, and these texts are explored or are transformed into everything you see on our website with the help of CSS and JavaScript. So love us to, my voice is cracking a little. Can you guys hear me now? Or is it better now? Okay. So basically, let's think of it like this. Front end basically is like a piece of land. So you want to buy a plot of land. You go into the plot and the agent shows you the plot that okay, this is a 100 by 100 square meter of land, and this is yours. Now, to make it uh, what you desire it to be, you need three components. And I'm illustrating this in terms of front end now. The three components are your HTML, your CSS, and your JavaScript. So the HTML are the blocks, like everything you see, the block, the cement, how they arrange everything, the 2 bedroom, the 3 bedroom, but basically blocks. So HTML, in a sense, are just blocks of text arranged on the website. Do you understand? Now, the CSS is the styling. So if you see some houses, they are white, some houses are red, black, whatnot. The moment you start to paint your house, you're applying style. In relation to front end also, you can apply style to your HTML and make it beautiful. I'll show you practical examples and the aftermath of when there's the style and there's no style on the website. We'll do that now, but I'm just trying to give you like a graphical or an overview in your head. Then JavaScript basically is after building your house, you painted the house. Now you call the electrician to come and fix your bulb. You call the plumber to come and run your pipes, and maybe technicians to come and check your things. The ability for you to on the switch and the switch brings light. So you have a bulb, you have a switch. If you click or if you press on and you see there's light, now that is the work of what? JavaScript. So JavaScript basically adds functionality to your website. So we have the blocks, which is the HTML, which are just text. Then we have stylings, which add colors, font size, typography, and all the good stuff. Also, we have functionalities, which is JavaScript. So um, these three components consist of what makes up front end. Are there any questions as regards what I've said so far? Okay, no questions. So moving forward, I would give us some examples from websites. I'll share my screen in a minute. So basically, this is my screen. Can you guys see my screen? You guys can talk, I think. Okay, yes. So basically, this is a website, and I'll use this as an example. As you can see, this is a text, and this is multiple text. But if I click on this, it brings out this suggestion. All these are made possible with the combination of JavaScript and CSS. Do you understand? Now, let's say I type Zuri internship and I press enter. Now, if you notice, a request is being made and this data is displayed. Do you understand? With front end alone, you won't be able to do that. So you need the combination of both front end and back end. And I'll show that to you with the network tab. Sorry, my cat is stopping in case you're hearing me now at the background. I have a cat. Um, so let me switch to the network tab. Okay, now, so this is the network tab. And I want us to notice something. As you can see, yes, MC. But if I refresh this page, you see series of activities going up here. Series of activities going up here. Now, these activities basically are made in such a way that if you make a request to a server, your network fetch all the data to be displayed. Do you understand? Now, if you notice, there is like this tiny data, and you can see the Zuri logo. Let me try and zoom in, guys, and see. Okay, this is what it. Now you can see this Zuri logo on the network tab, and if you notice also, the Zuri logo is here. Do you understand? All these informations basically that are being displayed here are being fetched from an endpoint or from the backend. So with frontend alone, you can't achieve this. But to get your whole information here, you need the backend. So frontend and backend basically works together. I don't know if you guys get it completely. And I'll prove that further by clicking. So I'll clear this tab again, and I'll click on Zero Internship. If you notice, series of information that will be displayed here. And these informations basically are everything that consists in this site. There's a JavaScript file here. You guys might not understand the meaning, but this file basically aids the functionality. As you can see also, there's like a CSS file here, also a CSS file, also a CSS file. These CSS files basically are what is in charge of everything you can see here, based on the coloring, the design, the text, how everything works basically is the work of CSS. Then if you click on this drop down, if you notice it drops down, you click on it again, it goes up. This is plainly JavaScript. Do you understand? So with the combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you can achieve everything we are seeing here. Do you get me? So I would show us an example because I open my VS Code to show us a code where there's a site now, and I'll remove the CSS. Just hold on a minute. Um, so this is a website that I developed, and you can see now this website consists of a logo, a text, a paragraph, and a form. And the job completely here now is to allow a user access a dashboard. Do you understand? So what I'll do now is I'll remove the CSS. As you can just memorize what you have now, just see how it looks. It's fine, at least to some extent, it's fine. I'll remove the CSS and I'll have us look at what it becomes. Give it a moment to save. Now let's refresh. This works a bit for 1 minute. Wait 1 minute. Login. So this is the login page, and I'm going to remove the login CSS. So I'll just show you guys a glimpse of one or two things. So what we saw on the login, basically, you welcome to this blah blah blah. If you notice, the form was here initially with the whole ability to write, but now it's being misplaced and it's down. Then everything is scattered compared to how it was. I'll restore this and now let's compare and contrast. So you notice this email, this login is well arranged there with the um, CSS. But as soon as I remove the CSS, what happens? It becomes scattered. It comes down because there's no styling to it basically. And without styling, everything is ugly. I also do that to effect this. Hold on a bit. Welcome. Let's give it a minute to see now. So this site basically now does not have any iota of CSS. And if you notice, this is how ugly it is. This is just a web page with just HTML. And with HTML, you can't get styling. And I don't think there's any website you access in the current age that have just this. Maybe Wikipedia. But most websites you see have a blend of HTML and CSS. I'll restore the CSS back and I'll walk us through the difference. So the difference is clear. As you can see, it brings out beauty, it brings out everything you need to see in a website. That's just front end basically. Now let's try and log in and let's see the ability of backend. Now let's say I enter, let's say Simi. I'm using Simi in chat box. I'm using Simi as an example. Simi at gmail.com. And let's say Simi 12345. Now, if you notice, there's an error here saying password must be password must contain at least 8 letters, one uppercase letter, one lowercase letter, one number, and one special character. Now, how does this appear or how does it happen? Because JavaScript is in play. Am I correct? No. Based on the fact that there's all small case here and no uppercase. If I make this uppercase and I don't add a special character, let's see if it happens. I'm still getting the error. But once I add a special character, the error leaves. We don't get any error again. So basically, JavaScript is in play now. JavaScript is what adds functionalities to your website. Everything that needs to be checked. If a button is clicked, what happens? If you want to check it from, what happens? Everything basically happens with the help of JavaScript. Now let's try and log in with Simi. Now it's saying invalid credentials. Why? Because Simi has not signed up, and Simi does not have an account with this website. So it's impossible for Simi to go inside. Why? Because Simi is not a member. Now let's see, or let's use a member and see what happens. As you can see, I was allowed access based on the fact that I'm a member and I entered like a valid credentials. So that's what HTML, CSS, and JavaScript can offer you. Do you understand? And there's more to it. I don't want to go into details and give you guys the best bits, but there's basically more to it. And would please miss your mic if you're not speaking. And we'll dive deeper because my fellow tutors will do in-depth analysis on what HTML is, the headings, the paragraph. As you can see, this one is thicker than the one below. This is what we call a heading. A heading basically is what like attracts users to the website. There's a heading by saying welcome back hour. So hour is the name and this is a paragraph. So there are different elements in HTML that can help you modify everything you are seeing here. I'll open another website, or let's go back to Zuri and see. Now, if you notice, there are different texts on this website, and each text have their own specifications because this ready to put yourself to test is bigger than this. This one also is bigger than the one below. All these are elements to lay emphasis on text. HTML, you have the H1. H1 basically is like the top or the highest heading you can have. So it's used for the most important text in the website. If, for instance, now I make this the H1 To you, it will be the most important because to be the biggest. Please make your mic, Mama. Yeah, apologies for that. So basically, if you have H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, these are the 6 basically headings we have in HTML, from H1 to H2 to H3 to H4 to H5 to H6. All these show emphasis on text. So the bigger your H1 or the bigger your text, the more emphasis you use. So I'm assuming this is an H1, then this might be a H2, then this is a paragraph. So H1 are usually bigger, followed by H2, which is least bigger. H3 is not that big, it's not bigger than H2, H4 not bigger than H3, H5 not bigger than H4, H6 not bigger than H5. So you can use this basically to lay emphasis on your web page. And I would also like to talk about component of CSS. Do you understand? Now, if you notice, there's a button here and it's a button here, and there's this Zuri internship. And as I mentioned earlier, the HTML basically are just blocks. And if you notice, because I have an extension here that indicates that. So this is the website ordinarily, but with the help of this extension, it's like visualizes every text on your web page or every item on your web page. So if you notice now, this is a box that contains Zuri training. This is another box again that contains a button for training. Another box again that contains products. A box that contains the H1. A box that contains paragraph. A box that contains these 2 buttons. Do you understand? So as a developer, it's most important you visualize this because everything here now is a box. Everything, if you go up to down, there's a box for everything. And how you align your box prepares you for how you use your CSS because it's how you put some things here now and that basically will be off. Do you understand? I'll pause for any questions. Any questions? The name of the extension is called pesticide. So if you go on Chrome, just type pesticide extension. So this is the extension here. You can get it, then install it. Then any website you visit, basically, I can on it here now, and you see different box. So there's a box here, box, box, box. Any website you visit, and you just click on the extension, it visualizes it for you that okay, yes, this is the box involved or what made up these websites. As you can see, there's a box for the Google, a box for salary, a box for review, a box for login, blah 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 blah, and the good stuff. So any other questions, I would love to answer them and move on. Um, you guys are free to answer any questions. Please, can you cover CSS and HTML again? What do they do in layman terms? Okay. So I'll explain this again. Yeah. And I use this as an example. Let me log out and explain it again. So HTML, I use an example of a house. You want to buy a land, or let's practicalize itself. Let me just give you guys a little demo. Let me give you guys a little demo. So give me a minute. Let me set it up for you guys. Just a tiny demo. So this is like an IDE. You guys moving forward, you guys will use this further in your class. But I'll just give you like a sneak peek of what I mean by HTML and CSS. Um, so I'm trying to create like a page to show you guys what it means. Just so I can see test.html. And when you guys do, just hold on a minute. Let me set up and explain what HTML and CSS is. I'm even going too far. Slowly, let's use. I don't want to complicate things for you guys. Let's use an easier example. So if you are using your laptop, just go to CodePen, type CodePen on your um on Chrome. Then CodePen is like an online text editor, so you can use it to do basically HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So you create an account with them. I already have an account. I'll sign up. Sign in. So yes, this is CodePen basically. And let's create
You are
a.
not seeing your, or is it just me?
You want to see my screen? Oh, apologies. Let me.
Apologies. Let me.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
I apologize for that. So somebody asked me to explain what HTML and CSS is in layman terms, and I'll use this site as an example to illustrate what HTML and CSS is. So, like I said, you're a land or you want to buy a land, and they say, okay, see me, let me see me again as an example. Forgive me, see me. See me, I have a land in Agegio. Come, let's go and see the land. Now, this is your land, very empty, as you can see. Be a developer, you later, blah, blah, blah. This is just the land. This piece of gray line you're seeing here is your land. Now, for you to build that land into the mansion you want, you have to first of all do what? Lay your blocks. You lay your foundation, then you put your foundation up to the roofing level. Those foundations, those blocks that you lay are called HTML. In programming terms, are just text. And if you know the meaning, say hypertext what programming language, markup language, that's what HTML is. So everything here basically, enter now. Let's say this is the file for HTML. I enter hello, I give it time. Yeah. It's supposed to what display here as hello. As you can see, it displays here what as hello. So every text you see on the website, every text you see basically on the website is coming from the HTML. Do you understand? Now, the ability to make that text bigger, smaller, colorful, swinging, cursive, anything you can think of is where the styling comes in play. Do you understand? So after raising your block now, I say hello, Simi and HP. How are you today? So now I've laid these blocks of text now. This is it basically. Do you understand? This is HTML. Everything you need to know, everything you think of is HTML. If you come here, this ready to put your text to use HTML. We don't have any internship, blah blah blah. HTML. Everything you are seeing here now, basically that concerns text is HTML. Do you understand? Now let's go back to our code pen. Let me illustrate what I was trying to say. Bring this down. Take it off. Yes. So now this is HTML. Then for CSS basically adds color. The beautiful things you see on the website, everything beautiful you see on the website that contains color, the font size, everything is coming from CSS. So if I say body, and I might not explain it deeply because as you go forward, you see everything clearly. Let me say background color. Let's say red. If you notice now, this turns red automatically. Now you've painted your house red and you have your text in it. If you change your mind, I don't want my lamp to be red, I want it to be yellow. Just come and put yellow here. Let's see what happens. It becomes yellow. Then you say, oh, this block I put or this text I put, I don't like the text. I want it to be, let's say, white. Just come and say color white. And what happens? If you notice, it becomes white. I don't like white. Let me make it blue. what happens? It becomes blue. Do you understand? So HTML is the text, the blocks, everything you can see, words. It contains your form also, hyperlinks, different components which I won't go into deeply because moving forward, they have to explain it to you. Do you understand? Just to give you an overview. Then CSS is what add colors to it. Do you understand? Now for JavaScript, let's demo the JavaScript now. JavaScript what adds functionalities to the website. So if I like for this website now, if you notice, I click on training, what happens? It takes me to training. This is still combination of HTML and CSS, but I'll illustrate something that concerns um JavaScript now. So all these things you are seeing, the way the animation is flowing, this you can achieve it with CSS. You can also achieve it with JavaScript. As you notice now, the testimonials are flowing. This basically is the work of JavaScript. Because that JavaScript now, it's just be static, nothing will happen. It won't float, it won't move, it's just be stagnant. Like all this other stuff are stagnant. But with the way this is going and coming, going, is with the work of JavaScript. So JavaScript basically adds functionalities to the website. And I'll give another example again for those that are just joining us. I use this website as an example. I entered Simi's name. I said simi at gmail.com. And the password is saying what? Invalid email address. Why is this invalid? Can anybody tell me? Who has an idea why this is an invalid email address? Let me zoom in so you can see. Who has any idea why this is an invalid email address?
Because Simi account.
Okay, yes. You don't have an account.
Because Simi doesn't.
Yeah, someone is saying something.
Because
Go
Simi
on.
is not an it's not an active email account.
No.
You have to have a
Yeah.
I'm looking for something.
Yeah, because the input is not
Input
correct.
you have to take in
The dot com is not
The
correct.
.com is not visible.
That's what I'm looking for. The .com. Once I add .com now and I leave it, you notice
Yeah.
that the error goes. Why? Because if you say see me at Gmail what? Do you get? So for this to basically know that no, this is wrong. It's work of JavaScript. You understand? But I'll just set it here for you now. Let's say I have a form. Let me just come here and say hold on a minute. Let me see input. So I have input here. Like what you're seeing here now, basically this beautiful stuff now. This is it. But without CSS and JavaScript. If I say see me at Gmail, does it give me any error?
No.
There's no error. Because why? It does not know if email or at Gmail is a valid email or not. Why?
Not.
There's no JavaScript. Do you understand? So JavaScript will make it tell that okay, yes, this thing is correct or it's not correct. And these are concerns functionality basically. It's work of JavaScript. And we'll still go ahead and say see me at 1, 2, 3. Let me know it's at see me 1, 2, 3, 4. If I leave this place now, what happens? It's telling me that password must contain 8 letters, 1 uppercase letter, 1 lowercase letter, 1 number, and 1 special letter. Now, how does it go?
Better.
I mean, it's not an AI, so you can't possibly tell how I entered it. Everything you are seeing now basically is just JavaScript. If I correct this now and change this to an uppercase, and I put a special character here, and I go, wow, so everything you are seeing now that adds functionality to the website is JavaScript. Just waiting for the styling, colors, everything. Sorry for that. So if you have a text HTML, if you have your website is fine and there's colors and there's good stuff, it's CSS, and there's functionalities. If I click on this now, what it tells me? It tells me invalid credentials because Simi, she's not here. She's not with us. So she can't enter our website. All these are like the work of JavaScript. Any more questions? Would it better until the end of class before downloading because it might explain better. Are there any questions? The extension name is called, let me type it on chat, pesticide. pesticide. So if you type pesticide extension, if you get it, I typed it. Hold on, let me type correctly. Yes. So this is your email extension. So it basically outlines every block on your website, every block. So this is a block, this is a block, this is a block, this is a block, this is a block. Plenty blocks. Do you understand? So any more questions? Be free, don't be shy. Just ask any question you want to ask.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm you.
We said something about JavaScript being in charge of checking if the text inputted into the input fields are correct, like if it's a password or if it's an email.
Yeah.
I want to get if that's from HTML or from JavaScript, because
I think it's
you said something about the JavaScript being in charge of determining what goes into the input field, if it's an email or if it's a password. If email is correct, it's a password.
Functionalities. JavaScript is just the functionalities, not what goes inside. You can put anything inside, but what checks if it's correct or not is JavaScript. Do you understand?
Okay.
Ask your question. Ask your question. I love to elaborate.
Because I was taking. I tried to use FreeCodeCamp the other day, and they were talking about input fields, and they were like, in the HTML, when you put in your type of inputs, then it determines if it's an.
You're not loud. Can you speak up louder?
Okay, sorry. I was working with FreeCodeCamp the other day, and they were like, the input field, you determine what goes in there if you put in your type in the input elements.
Okay,
like
yes.
Type email or if it's a type password.
Okay, yes. That is like a different. I won't go deep into that because that's like HTML into two. Now the difference of what if you notice there are two input fields here. This input field basically takes the email, and this input field basically takes the password. Do you understand? So let's imagine now. What's your name?
Chinonso.
So I'm correct here.
Change the M to N.
Okay, Chinonso. Like this, yeah.
Yeah.
So you notice now it comes out as a text. I can see the C, I can see the H, I can see the I can see the N. True or false?
Yes.
Now if I come here and type the same thing now, okay, let me put this off because I put it on before. Now if I come here and type chi non, so can you see what I typed?
No.
Why do you think that you can't see it?
Yeah, because the password.
Yes, because the password. But it's the same input field because what made this HTML element here is an input field. It's the same that input field as also this. But the difference is the type we're talking about. There's different types in HTML input field. There's the email, there's the password, there's the file, there's the calendar, there's the radio, there's the checkbox, and all those good stuff. It will be explained deeper. Do you understand? But what I'm saying is for the input now to tell you that password must contain 8 characters is JavaScript, not what goes inside. What tell you that okay, it's correct, it's not correct, it's wrong, it's not wrong. Basically, it's JavaScript. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You understand, yeah?
Yeah. I get your point.
Any other questions? You guys should be free. Just be free. Anything. I don't mind. Just ask me any question you ask.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm you. Hello. Hi.
Okay, please, can you quickly re-explain what the pesticide is all about and what it is used for?
Okay, so I was explaining earlier, and I wanted to illustrate to you guys like how HTML are blocks on the website. Do you understand? I might just say, okay, everything is a block here, but you might not really see it. So pesticide as an extension tells you or shows you the blocks. If you notice now, this login is a block. This logo is a block. Welcome back is a block. Then there's another block carrying the 2 blocks. Do you understand? So the pesticide basically is just to visualize every element on your web page. Is that clear?
Yes, very clear. Thank you.
Great, you have your hands up. What's up?
Yeah, it's clear. Sorry. It is clear, yeah, but I can't get it to work on my hand here.
Okay.
Is it like probably I downloaded the wrong one?
This is out of the scope of the
Please,
course,
can
but I'll
you?
just give you guys. I'll give you guys like I'll help. I'll install my own. Then
Thank
it's
you.
going to be good for
Thank you.
no problem. Pesticide, 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 pesticide. I can just search for it. Hold on. Pesticide, pesticide. So I'll remove it. So I've removed it now. So I don't have pesticide again on my laptop. As you can see, it's not here. So what you just do, just come here and type pesticide extension. Then it brings you here. Then if you click on it, it takes you to Google Marketplace. Then you click on this Add to Chrome button here. So once you add to Chrome, it downloads it automatically. It will give you like a notification, add extension, say yes, add extension. Forgive my cat. So after downloading, so install automatically. And as you can see now, I have pesticide here. So I can come here and just pin it. I can pin it and it's back here. So if I come to my HNG, I can refresh because it's on before. Yeah. So I can on and off, on and off. Is that clear enough?
Yeah, it is. Thank you very much.
Uh, in summary, JavaScript tells you no, not in summary. JavaScript. As I said here, I was giving an example what JavaScript does, and I used the input field to explain that to you. I said everything that concerns functionality. So just imagine this now. You have your house, you painted your house already to your color, but your bulb is not working. So you switch on the bulb, it does not go on. You switch it off, it does not go off. Like it's just stagnant. You want to flush, you put on your water closet, put it down, it does not flush. You on your kitchen sink tap, it does not on. So that house is not functioning. That's just the whole concept. So JavaScript is what enables, like, if you put on your switch, it ons. If you put on the toilet, the kitchen sink tap, it comes on. If you flush, it works. So everything that concerns functionality on your website, JavaScript is in charge. And I give an example with that input field. Not that that's what it does basically, but it has functionalities. An example of a functionality is telling if a password is correct or wrong. That's for kid to answer the question. They ask the question. Jonathan.
Yes, sir. You were talking about.
I can't hear you. You're not clear.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's better now.
You were talking about the password, and my question is, why can't we see the password? Is it
I
Java?
can't really hear you. You're a bit far from me. Are you using an headset or?
I I I wrote the question down here.
Okay, let me check the question.
I wrote, why can't we see the password? Is it HTML or
Why can't we see the password? Yes. So basically, for can your mic now, sorry. So let me refresh this page again and work. I apologize again if you can hear meowing. My cat is disturbing. I apologize. So now we have different type of input field. And if you try to register on the website, there are places that you click to upload it. Like okay, this Zuri, when you want to upload your avatar or your profile picture, there's a button you click and it opens up your Explorer. Do you understand? So all those things are made possible with the type in the input field. I'll illustrate that using this basically. So now you have this just an input, and this input is empty. So let me change that now. Let's say the type is equals to password. Now, if I type anything now, you notice I can't see what I'm typing because it's password. Do you understand? If I switch the type now to email, I type now, you can see what. So this particular input field now is designed to accept only email. And if you want to enter text, there's a type of text. If I save now, this enter any text. So even though you enter a text and you don't put the .com, it does not tell you are wrong or right. Do you understand? There's also a type of checkbox. Let's say radio. Let's say if you notice now, you can on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. There's a type of let's say file. So if I click on this now, it opens up my Explorer. So basically, the input field have different types. So the different types indicate or make it possible for you to do different things with your inputs. Do you understand, Jonathan?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
No problem. Any other question?
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hi.
Please, some of us have a network here.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe it's possible lecture for us to have a recap on what the course is all about, sir.
To upload on YouTube. So definitely you can watch it there.
I have a question.
Yeah, your question, please.
So, you suggested pesticide for Chrome extension.
I didn't suggest pesticide. You guys are focused on the pesticide too much. I'm just giving an example, and I helped you guys visualize what like HTML is with use of pesticide. It's not a must to use it. It's just like an additional tool to make you see things clearer.
Which is better, pesticide and CSS people?
Come again, I didn't get that.
I mean, you suggested pesticide.
Yes.
So I've been using CSS people. So which one is better?
They do two different things. I think CSS Picker basically tells you the styling of a. So let's say for example now you come on this website and you like the color, but you can't tell what color you have here, and you want to know okay what color is being used or what font they use. You can just go and use CSS Picker. I think I have it. I don't. But I have okay. Let's use this as an example. So if I hover on this now, and if you see, you look up the screen now, you see like there's an indication of the color basically. So there are two different things that do two different stuff. So depending on what you want to do, you use. Do you understand?
Yes, I do. So from what you're showing me now, it appears that what's it called? Pesticide is better.
Pesticide is for visualizing your HTML. CSS Picker is for telling you what CSS elements is being used or properties is being used in the website.
Okay, I copy. Thank you.
No problem. We have 11 more minutes. Are there any things you guys don't understand as what Frontend is all about? Anything basically, if you have not touched it and if you have a question or anything in general that concerns Frontend development, you can ask me and I'll do my best to explain.
I have a question.
Yeah, shoot.
One of the challenges I have is maybe over time is I get used to it is trying to remember, understand the language. So what would you suggest?
So all of us we're at this point at every time in our life. When we started also, it's impossible, and I'm telling you for a fact, even the greatest developers don't remember all the elements, all the attributes, all the properties. Most definitely, you have to like do your research. If you forget some, you have to go back and check. But the most important thing, what I can promise you is the more you use or the more you practice, the more this thing sticks in your head. So I can mention like 10 input type basically. There are more than 10 input type, and that's for sure. But it's the one I use the most that I remember. Do you understand? So the more you use certain things or certain concepts or certain attributes, the more you remember it. And there's no harm in forgetting. Definitely, you can't know it all. It's impossible to know it all. The greatest of developers don't know it all. Even the tiniest of functions, we still have to go and Google it or ask Stack Overflow to get certain things. Do you understand? But the more you use, the more conversant it becomes, the more it sticks in your head. Exactly.
That's it. Thank you for your answer.
No problem.
No problem.
I have a question too.
Okay, shoot.
Yeah. So I said, like, after this class, should we like install VS Code and the other tools? Or
There are tutors basically that distribute different IDE. But I think the IDE we are using for the program is WebStorm. But I won't tell you to install or not to install yet. But once you start your HTML classes, then
yeah.
you're in charge will tell you what to do and what not to do. Exactly.
Okay, all right. So like, sorry. So
Yeah,
HTML
yeah.
classes is different from CSS classes. Like the person that will take it is different.
Yes. There are tutors for HTML.
Okay.
Yes. There are tutors for JavaScript and tutors for React.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Any more questions?
Mr. Momo.
Sorry. Yeah. Does CodePen has a editor for React?
Yes, it does, but it's React is more complex. Who is writing on the
Because
screen?
by default,
It's
I
more complex.
noticed by default it's only process and okay.
Yes, you have. You
So that
can,
means at the long run,
like I said, yeah. Let's not get
oh,
ahead of ourselves. Do you understand? Most definitely, your tutor in charge will tell you the best environments to use. So there are like React specific environments to use, like Sandbox. There are also like Split, Replete also. So there are different IDs and different environments. Your tutor will let you know the best what to use at that point in time. You get.
because I know about writes on VS Code.
Okay.
When the time comes, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. When the time comes. Yeah, you're welcome. Any more questions?
I have a question, please.
Yeah.
Hello, should I go?
Your mic. Okay, yeah, go on.
Yeah, this is it. As at now, I'm having difficulty in choosing between Vue.js and React. So I don't know which one to go for. So from your own experience, which one can you encourage me to go for?
So basically, there might be bias in my speech because I myself am a React developer. But somebody using Vue might advise you or tell you otherwise. But what I'll say to you, or what you should factor on before choosing either React or Vue are certain things. First off, you have to look at the community. So React has like a larger community than Vue.js. So it's easier to get solutions to problem you have. Because, for instance, now there are like specific problems you have in Vue.js. It might take you some time to solve it. And you might have that same problem in React, and it take you like a bit of a time. Like you solve it easier based off the fact that there are, there's a robust community. There are more experienced there using React, and it's easier to get information online. Do you understand? Secondly, let's say React is easier, depends on who is taking it, how you learn it. But in my opinion, like React is easier to learn, and it's basically like a go-to language that illustrates many things. Do you understand? So if you are choosing, you can just watch like comparison between React and Vue. But I can tell you for a fact that there are more React developers than Vue developers, and it's easier to get like help or anything else concerning React than you see for Vue.js. But on the long run, they both do the same thing. They are both frameworks to build front-end websites. They give you the same results you need. But the syntaxes and the methods or attributes or things you do behind the scenes are different. Do you understand? But they all give the same results. Exactly.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no
Okay,
problem.
please, thank you.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir,
Mr.
please, sir. I have a question, sir.
One at a time. One at a time. Don't go down the bit. One at a time. So I'll call you.
Yes, sir. Can I?
Yeah, you can go on now.
I have a question. Okay, thank you. I'm using Microsoft Edge for my browser. So I found it difficult to download the pesticide extension.
So some extensions are browser specific, and most extensions are made readily for Chrome. So if you want to install pesticide, you have to download Chrome.
Okay, thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Daniel, you have a question. Daniel.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you have.
Yes, sir. Can I talk, sir?
Yeah, you can. You can. You're cracking. I can't really hear you.
Can
Hear me, sir?
Daniel, you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you just text the question because you are breaking up. Just text the question and answer it. Send the question in the chat.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Is it better now?
Oh yeah, it's better now. It's better now.
Okay, I don't know if you mentioned earlier because
Okay.
I was my network was lagging. So I wanted to ask what the frameworks for front end are.
So okay, there are multiple frameworks. Like I can mention 5 to 7 frameworks for front end basically. Well, I think this is an assignment. So if I'm telling you, I'm doing expo, but I'll tell you regardless because at least you are here. So we have Angular, we have Vue.js, we have React, we have Remix, we have Astro, we have Svelte. So these frameworks basically are used in, it's still a component of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but they are both combined. Like for React now, for instance, I'll show you guys like a practical example. Or should I show you guys? No, I won't show you guys. Let me not go so far. So for React now, basically, it entails you your
Please
HTML.
show us.
I'll show you guys. Okay, let me show you guys. Go ahead, please. So this is an example of, let me minimize this and minimize this. So this is an example of So this is what like a React code looks like. So if you notice now, you might not understand anything going on here and it's completely okay. But as time goes on, I'm sure you like understand everything that's going on. So what we have here basically is your HTML. As you can see, there's like the H2 tag, there are divs, there are images, there's the inputs, there's the button. All these things you are seeing here are HTML elements. And if you look up, you can see a bit of JavaScript here. So all these things up here are JavaScript. So unlike the normal, and you have your CSS in that file, basically. You have your CSS here. So ordinarily, if you're using like just the normal HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you have to spread your files across. You have your HTML file separate, you have your CSS file separate, and you have your JavaScript file separate. But with React and Angular and Vue and Astro, you can embed all these into a single file, and all of them work simultaneously, and they will not be dependent on each other. And I'll give you an example. So no, that's enough. I'm going too far. So there's Vue, there's Angular, there's React, there's Astro, there's Remix. There are several frameworks for front-end development. Exactly.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Come on. Hi.
Yes, sir. Please.
About
question is
Okay, so I want to have
okay.
are we going to be taking Bootstrap?
I won't say yes, I won't say no.
I know
I'll leave that.
Bootstrap is like a CSS framework, so I want to know if sorry. I want to
Like
know if we're going to be taking.
I can't tell you for sure what you take or not take. Once your tutor for CSS comes on, he will tell you if you are using Bootstrap or not.
Oh yeah, you said you won't be taking us that. Okay, thank you.
All right, take care. Faith.
yeah. So what do we need? What are the softwares we need, or the tools we need to get started?
Okay, so for front-end development, the most important thing you need is your ID. So ID is your internal development environment, I think. I might be wrong. Let's check again. And this is it, you can't know it all. So let's see the meaning of ID. ID meaning. Integrated development environment, I said internal. So yes, these are integrated development environments. Yeah. So examples are like your VS Code, your Atom, your Sublime, I think. Then there's WebStrong. So there are different IDs basically. So anything you want to do that concerns front-end development, you can use these tools. Do you understand? You can write your HTML there, you can write your CSS there, you can write JavaScript there. You can also use online IDs like Replete, like Sandbox, like Code, blah blah blah. Is that clear now?
Yeah, that's good.
So it's 11 o'clock already, so I ought to like stop this class. So I'll stop recording. Then we can just have a chit chat for 10, 20 minutes. So hello everybody. Any questions? Any comments? Any remarks? I can say anything to you guys now. We are off camera. So anything you have to answer you.
Okay.
Hello.
Actually,
Okay, sir.
it was a great session. Thank you very much.
One by one. Just your hands up, then we'll take you guys one by one.
Okay.
So I want to ask a question again. Somebody said, is pesticide similar to inspecting a website? No, it isn't. So I was supposed to cover that because for regardless. So let's see what it means to inspect the website. Are you guys with me? Please, that's my screen. Let me share again.
Yes, sir.
Can I see my screen now?
Yes, but it's, yeah, we can see it.
Okay, so basically, you can inspect the website. Like, if you notice earlier, somebody said CSS speaker, and I said it for like checking the styles you need in the website. If you come to a website and you don't know what styles they use or what attribute they use, you can use that extension check. You can also inspect the website. So if you're using Chrome and you right click, you can come on here and press inspect. So if you inspect a website now, everything that concerns the website is being displayed. Let me analyze it. Yes. Can you guys see this tab here? Is this tab visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now. So everything you guys see here now, like everything you guys see here, they are embedded in this place basically. So let's find this learn, grow, and repeat. So if I click here, so this is an H1 that carries the text learn, grow, and repeat. So if we check here, here is too big, there are many styles here. But this basically is embedded here. So if you are concerned of how everything goes here, you can see the CSS that entails this. So there's a transform property here. There's also a transform style. There's a margin top, a margin bottom, there's a font size, there's a font weight, and there's a line height. So if you want to recreate this exactly, you can just copy everything you have here. If you copy it and you paste it, let's illustrate it here. So let me copy this. Just hold on, let's illustrate it. So I'll copy this now. and I'll come to open, and I have each one. And I click. So we have learn, build, grow, and repeat. Yeah. So let's go back to our website. And once, where's it? Yeah. So we want the font weight. So font weight basically is how thick the font is. If you notice, this one is slightly less thicker than this. Do you understand? So I want this particular text to be as thick as that. So I can just inspect it. I click on inspect. And I come to the styles. I just copy the styles here now. Let me copy styles, copy properties, and I come here and I paste it. So I target H1 and I paste. I have to do one by one. Let me see. I can copy at once. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, hold on a minute. Copy. Yes. So basically, you have this as it is here. The only difference is the font. So to load a font is another aspect on its own. But now you have the font width, you have the font size, and you have the margins between them. So basically, if you see a website and you want to like copy what it entails, you can just inspect it. So you can use the right click, then you find the inspect here, you inspect, or you can use your F12. I don't know if it works on everybody's laptop, but if you press the F12 ordinarily, it inspects directly. You can also come here, then you come to developers tools, more tools, developers tools. Yes. There are three basic ways to inspect. I'll go over it again. You can right click, then press inspect, you inspect it. Then you can also just press your F12 key, then it inspects automatically. Then you can also come to your options, more tools, developer tools, and inspect. So that is that on that. So inspecting and pressing are two different things. Any more questions?
I have a question.
Yeah, shoot.
Yes, sure. I'm enjoying the class already. So, my question now is, are you saying when we understand the syntax, we can simply copy the codes and then try to work on them, make them unique?
Everything depends. Like, okay, now, this is like an already developed website. Do you understand? Now, it's different if you are giving a website to develop yourself. There's something they call Figma. So Figma is like a tool for designers where you design websites that will develop. And I'll give you guys like example again. I'm giving you guys too much, but yes, why not? So basically, this is like a Figma. Hold on, it's open. And if you are familiar with, well, if you're here from the onset, you should be familiar with this page. Yes. If you're familiar with this page, do you understand? Now, so this page basically now is on paper. Like you can't just think of it and comes to your website. You have to develop it.
You have to design first.
You understand? So everything you see here now, if you notice, is a tad similar to what is here. True or false?
True.
So CSS in terms is you like attributing everything here. So if I click on this, it makes it easier. Everything that makes up this text like this is it here. Do you understand?
No, sorry, I have another question before I forget it. Are these codes really the codes that will be used?
Yes, these are the codes that in turn becomes what we are saying. So this code is what I used. Okay, let's.
Sorry, before you go. Are you saying that once I design on Figma, I can just carry the code?
A design is given to you. Let's take another example now. So let's say I go to Let's say I go to Twitter. Let's say I go to Twitter. So now Twitter is a website. You all know Twitter. If you don't know Twitter, then you should know Twitter. So as you can see now, everything here like serves a purpose. There are 3 tabs here. One for your sidebar, one for your content, and one for what's happening here. You understand? Now, this kind of layout is given to you in design. Do you understand? They give you a design file. As developers, they give you a design file for you to convert to your website. Do you understand? Now, this is the front end. Everything you are seeing, the text, everything, blah, blah, blah. This is the front end. But you notice now, this name, Queen of the North, is quite thicker than what you have here. True of us.
Sure.
What makes this name thicker than this is CSS. So this has like a more, like a larger font weight and font size than this. Do you understand? So to make all this happen, you need the CSS. So you have to put like font size, let's say 5 rem, 5 pixels or 10 pixels. Then the paragraph will have a lesser font size. Do you understand? So all these attributes in CSS are the one that makes up how you see a website. Do you get?
Yeah, I do. Like, I don't know if you understand my question.
I
You
don't
showed me
understand.
Figma. You showed me Figma Canva, right?
Yes.
So my question is, the code on Figma, can
Yes.
it be used?
It definitely can. Like the code on Figma is this code you are seeing here, basically.
Yes.
This code is what makes up this. So if you copy this code now, if I copy this code and I copy it to like my IDE, and I copy this text also to my IDE, I get this perfectly. And that's what happened here. If I show you, if you notice, it's like the same. Why? Because I copy. And now let me show you the code so you understand better.
Okay.
Let's go to so look at everything you're seeing here now. Everything you're seeing here is what is here.
It's gotten from that place.
Yes, everything you're seeing here is gotten from here. Do you understand?
Yeah, I do.
So we'll stop here.
That means you might as well if you know UI UX, you might as well leave. Then UI UX people might not be needed.
I didn't get that. Come again.
I said, if as a front end person you know UI UX, then you might not be needing the UI UX person on the team.
If as a front end person,
You the UI UX. It's a different job.
And I'm saying part of front end, some persons may have a knowledge of UI UX. So would there be any? That means you might have to do without them too.
Concern UI UX. Your job is to translate or to convert a design to a website. So UI UX or everything is like a different aspect on its own. Do you understand? As developers, they give you a Figma link or a picture or anything that they need a website for this, or a webflow itself. Might not be, they might give a webflow to convert to a website. You don't, and maybe you don't even know what attributes are there. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You don't have any concern with UI or US or whatnot. Your job is just to translate what you see on the Figma into a website.
To code.
When you get some kind of job, you know